Good morning, good people, and some of my AI readers on here. Good morning to the AI readers. I love it when I'm like the first one on and all these AI readers pop up. It just kind of cracks me up. But anyway, happy Tuesday. I am back. I'm doing a class today on SEO and GEO. I know we're going to hit on a little bit of it today because we've been going through this journey for a while. But before I get started, outside of today, Leslie or Linda, do we have any other COTDs for today or anything I need to be aware of?
Nope, nothing else today. Tomorrow, let me just verify. We do have the launch and build masterminds.
What
And then
what is
deals
that?
and donuts. Yeah, those are and you'll get a personal invitation if you're in the category, but um for the Google Calendar. So it's new agents and then agents under, I want to say from between 1 and 3 million. So they're separated into those categories. Just a mastermind to talk about what's keeping you up at night and just with the coaches to help walk through that. So um yeah, that's tomorrow. And
Oh, I
then
think I
of course
lost her.
deals and donuts as well tomorrow with
Dills and
Ashley.
Donuts at Ridge Lake tomorrow. We're trying to group masterminds, y'all, in your production level and have somebody lead it that is right above your production level. So that way, y'all actually have a model that you can lean towards and connect with and communicate with. So if you are in that group, you will get an invite, I'm assuming via email. So make sure you check your email and or your calendar. All right, so today I'm going to hit back on this because I talked about this last week in the playbook. And honestly, like diving deeper for this class today, I was like, this makes so much more sense because I actually clicked on the links. So has anybody clicked on these links that we provided last week and the week before? To check your website to find out if it is technically structured on the back end to make sure that we're fully optimizing it. We're going to do it today. I'm going to dive deeper into it. And if set up on KW Command for you. However, I think this is really good information for you to keep so that once a quarter you're checking it to make sure that it is fully optimized. So I want to talk about this again because I want to make sure everybody's following me because this is pretty technical. So we're talking about trust signals. So, how do we develop trust signals so that the robots that are reading our information can then process that information and give us output for the customer to recommend us, right, for that niche or business or whatever it may be, right? But we've got to make sure we have the technical side set up correctly so that we can get the most out of it. And that's what we're talking about this today. They're calling it packaging so that social, all of those things, and make sure that this is again very technical, so please don't leave me because this is very important to set the right foundation for your websites and your content. So right now, obviously, we're talking about technical, but I think this is something I want to hit back on really quickly. I brought like went through this really fast last week, but it kind of hit me a different way today. It says semantic data, defining the meaning and structure of your website so robots know what industry you're in. So, say I have a website as a mechanic, and none of my information on my website is providing this semantic data so that the customer and the robots know what I do, right? Like whatever I have on my website, it's got to define what industry I'm in, right? So then the robots can clearly get that data and utilize that data to then get the output to the customer. And you're also, just another perspective on this, whatever you have on your website obviously needs to make sure it's clear and concise so that the customer, that when they do find you, they understand what industry you're in. So while this is a fancy term, semantic data, just understand it's analyzing the data or the information on your website to make sure that it's very clear on what industry you're in and who you're serving. Hopefully that makes sense. We're going to talk about that more today. And then schema markup, which I thought this is really interesting. This is writing your content pages with robot vocabulary so that search engines and AI can read it fast, right? And so we talked about keywords. We're going to do some exercises with that again today, because if you haven't done it yet, I don't think a lot of us have, we're going to get really clear and dive deeper into that today. But it's important for y'all to understand that also the content that you're putting on your websites, right, provides the opportunity that the robot could actually read it and read it quickly. And when it reads it and reads it quickly, then whenever a customer is looking for you as a industry professional or in whatever niche you're putting out there, it's going to read it, and then the output is going to be for the customer so that they actually find you. Okay. Anybody have any questions about these two? This semantic data and schema markup. Okay. I did look at this because I thought this was really interesting. I clicked on this just to see. And I just want y'all to make sure, like, all you have to do is once you have your command website up, or if you've had somebody customize your website, all you have to do is enter your URL, and it will then pop up and tell you how well you're doing in terms of letting AI or right. So like all y'all have to do is literally click on this link, put in your website link, and then it will tell you what you need to do. Then you could take that to a ChatGPT or a Gemini and then put that in there and ask it to help you create better semantic data, right? Same thing with schema markup here. Same thing with schema markup here. You can click on this link and it literally enter your URL. And then the other thing I think is also important, I'm going to hit back on this again today, is page speed. Who's been on a website where it's really slow and then you decide to get off because you can't get it to pull up, right? If the pages on your website are not fast, you're at risk for losing the customer, right? So making sure that you check that as well. All that to say is everything is listed here. You've just got to get on a call with Wesley. His name is Wesley. Make sure that your command websites are set up, and then you can start putting it in semantic data test as well as schema markup test, and look to see if it is optimized for speed. I really like this. It says technical trust signals, FAQs. What happens if my website doesn't have these technical trust signals? If your site isn't set up in the right technical structure, Google and AI may have trouble understanding or trusting you as a source, meaning your site will rank lower or show up less often in search results, right? So the goal is to get y'all's websites closer to the top. Obviously, you can pay for Google ads and all of those things, but if we can optimize them organically, then we can have more people on the first, second, or third page of Google, right? What's the easiest way to make sure my website passes these checks without learning code? We've already talked about this. All you have to do is put it into these links. And then number 3, why does HTTPS or website speed matter for trust? It says you've got to make sure you have this at the front of your website to make sure your site is secure, and Google favors secure sites and visitors feel safer on them. So all that to say is, y'all, this is an important step that most of us would probably want to skip because it seems very technical, and it is critical to set the right foundation so that you're developing trust with the robots, obviously that's optimizing it, and then with the customer and the consumer. What questions do you have about this? Has anybody done this already? Has anybody gone through this exercise? If not, what's the hold back on that? Anyone?
It's very tech heavy. So understanding all the terminology and all the moving parts can be intimidating, to be quite
Yeah.
honest.
Sam, today, thank you for saying that because I think that's where everybody's at. Today, we're going to go step by step in this. Sorry, Sesame, I just realized I wasn't sharing this. We're going to go step by step in this, but y'all first got to make sure that you have a command website set up. Like, it's going to be very hard to put content and blogs on there. Same thing with social media platforms. Like, what social platforms do you want to live on? Because the goal is you create a piece of content and then you dice it up, right? You dice it up for blogs, video, short form, long form, all of those things. And you're speaking to the same subject matter. We're repackaging it in different ways so that we're omnipresent in all of the places. Yes, Sam, to your point, that's the reason why y'all asked for us to do a deeper dive into this today. But I need y'all to ask questions. I want y'all to stop me. And I want y'all to start just even from square one, which is getting your website set up. Does everybody have a command website set up to this point? If you'll hit it in the chat. I can't see the chat, but Linda, can you tell me what everybody's saying?
Everyone's saying yes.
Okay, cool. If you don't, no big deal. Still come to the class because I want you to understand this is going to be a 30,000 foot view of how this all works together. And then I'm literally going step by step so that we can start building this out together and dive deeper into it. So, yes, Sam, it is very technical. And to be fully honest and transparent with all of y'all, this is not my wheelhouse. So I am forcing myself to plug into these links, forcing myself to go down this journey because I want to be able to help all of y'all do it. Like Scott, my husband, obviously does this for us. And the fact that I'm going down this deep dive allows me to understand all of the moving parts, right? And I can then see it a little bit differently, which then is helping us optimize all of our other stuff. Fun fact, probably one thing y'all need to know. I mean, I run a couple of different businesses, as y'all know this, and I'm updating my signature line. And I was like, how do we tie in? So we're tying in content, we're tying in social media. How do I tie in my signature line as well so that I can make sure that I am providing click-through links on my signature line to get more business, whether that be through the office, through recruiting talent, whether that be through the Lacing Group with recruiting consumers and customers, right? Or whether that be with Lyft, finding people that I can interview. So something else to look at. I mean, all of these communication channels tie in together. And the goal is to make sure that when the customer thinks of you out of 4,000 agents, you're number 1, 2, or 3. So any other questions before we wrap up? We're going to hit on this today. We're actually going to take some prompts. I want y'all to, if you haven't done your unique value proposition or your niche, we're going to go through a prompt together and do that. So we're actually going to do a workshop style format so that you don't feel like you're just getting, just brushing the surface in it. We're going to go deeper into it. So, Linda, anything else before we go?
No,
Hey,
ma'am.
Sarah.
Oh,
Oh,
Yes, Katrina.
will this be online as well, or is it in person only?
I don't know. Linda, Leslie, what's the plan? Are we doing this on Zoom?
yes, because it's team meeting, so we usually do it on Zoom as well.
Where can they find the Zoom link?
In the calendar. We can put it in the chat right now, but
Hey, y'all, I know we sometimes have audio visual issues. If you're not hearing it on Zoom, if you'll obviously hit it in the chat or text Leslie or Linda if you're watching via Zoom. So make sure y'all, sometimes when we're presenting, it's hard to do the chat. So just a heads up there. So all right, so we are on at 11. Y'all let me know if you need anything. I will see y'all then. Bye, everybody. Make it a good one. Make it count.